So hello guys and welcome to the next grammar lesson, and today we're going to talk about instrumental case. And I think in this case, this particular case is actually one of the easier ones because the purpose of it, the situations where we have to use it is a bit more easier than the other ones. And it's all in the name, instrumental, right? You use something as an instrument. So basically when you say by what or with what, or basically just a tool or means with which to perform an action, right? Something that you're using to do an action, you use instrumental case. That's what you're doing basically. So as always, we have tas ta, tuo, ta, right? We have basically the same word over here, even in instrumental case when it comes to singular. And we have tais and tomis, feminine. And the same thing, you see the endings are the same. Shita, shita, shituo, masculine, shita, feminine, right? The same as the here in the nominative case. And then we have shitais and shitomis, right? So as I said, basically by what, with what, a tool or means with which to perform an action. And especially we're using this with preposition so, with which is with, su manimi, right? Su manimi, instrumental case, with me, su manimi, talking about time. For example, on free time, laisvu laiku, right? Laisvu laiku, because of, by what or with what, with free time, on free time, laisvu laiku. Both of these tiek basically just free, laisvas, laisvu, and it's an adjective, and laiku, laikas, let's look at the endings, right? Laiku, laikas, s ending, vyru, laiku, right? And let's look at adjective. We need masculine, laisvas, instrumental mažu, like small one, with a small one, and with a free one, laisvu. Okay, that's what we're using over here. Laisvu laiku. Nowadays, šiais laikais, these times, you're saying in Lithuanian, these times, laikais, right? At that time, tuo metu, metas, metu, right? Metas nominative, metu, it's the same as laikas, the same ending. Mano nuomone, that would be in my opinion, right? And šiuo atveju, that would be in this case. Šiuo atveju. This case atveju. My opinion. And both of these words you can see over here are in the instrumental case, because these work like an adjectives over here. Which opinion? My opinion. It describes the opinion, therefore both of these are in instrumental case over here. And you have the tables, and as I say, the idea behind this instrumental case, I would say it's kind of on the easier side, because you know when to use it, right? When you use something as an instrument or a means to perform an action. Okay, so I think you can create some of the versions, some of the sentences for yourself before you go into the practice lesson, and do that. And if you have done it, or if you don't want to do it, even I will see you in the practice lesson. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this short lesson about instrumental case, and I will see you there. Bye. So hello guys and welcome to the next practice lesson, and today we're going to be starting with yet another simple, not even a sentence, but a word. I want you to remember it's just I. And in this case, I would be aš, because we're not talking about eyes, like the ones we see with, right? I, aš. With would be su. So, okay? With su. So, with. Now, with me would be su manimi. Su manimi, right? With me. su manimi. We can actually even remove the ending I over here and can say su manim, su manim. That's often what we do in this case, especially with instrumental case and pronouns in Lithuanian language. Su manim, right? Yeah, as I said, su manim. With you, how would you say that? Can you maybe even guess? Well, not guess, try to figure out two ways of saying that. With you, that would either be su tavimi or su tavim, right? I can also remove I ending. This, okay? Su tavim, su tavimi, su tavim, right? We Lithuanians like to shorten things, but if you're a native English speaker, you know what I'm talking about because you do that too. With you, su tavimi, su tavim. She is. That would be ji yra, right? Ji yra, she is. And she is with you. That would be ji su tavimi. Or I can add yra if I want to, but as we already know that, I don't have to use ira over here. I can just simply omit it. I can say ji su tavimi. Or I can say ji yra su tavimi if I want to emphasize especially, or just I don't want to think about when I should not use it, or should I use it, and just I always want to use it. Do that, it's fine. It's just that we are learning spoken Lithuanian language, and I want you to be able to speak like a native. Is she with them? Is she with them? How would you ask that? Is she with them? Is she with them? Ar ji su jais? Right? Ar ji su jais? Is she with them? Ar ji su jais? Ar ji su jais? To go by car, right? It would be važiuoti. And I'm not talking about to drive, because to drive would be vairuoti. But in this case, I'm just talking to go, because sometimes we just say we're going there, right? Or we're driving there. You can say that. It doesn't even matter who drives, actually. It's just a matter of going by car, and it's važiuoti in Lithuanian language. And we have the different versions. We have važiuoja for third person singular, present tense, and važiavo for third person singular, past tense, okay? So now you can create different endings. To go, važiuoti, right? Važiuoja, važiavo, if we want those forms for third person singular. Now, to go by car, how would you say that? To go by car. Now, you know what the word for car is. That is mašina. Mašina. And that's a feminine noun, okay? So how would you say to go by car? It's važiuoti mašina, because third person, nominative case, and this instrumental case over here is the same word, right? You will see in the table that we have that. To go by car, važiuoti mašina. Važiuoti mašina. Sometimes the words in different cases are just the same. It can happen, right? So that's completely fine. Will you go there by car? Will you go there by car? How would you ask that? Will you go there by car? Will you go there by car? Ar tu važiuosi ten mašina? Ar tu važiuosi ten mašina? Now we have future tense over here to remember, okay? Ar tu važiuosi ten mašina? With what? By what? A car, mašina. Ar tu važiuosi ten mašina? Now a bus, that's autobusas. Autobusas, kind of similar. It's like autobus, okay? So very similar word to English language to remember. Autobusas. Will you go there by bus or by car with me, right? Will you go there by bus or by car with me? By the way, somebody I remember in the comments said to me that, it's a mistake that I say, when I say a car in Lithuania, I say machine, because we also have a word automobilis, which is automobile, right? It's very similar. But the thing is, in Lithuanian language, we more often use mašina, not automobilis, right? Automobilis is very somebody like a car salesman would use, right, in their ads. But machina, it's like something that we use every day, okay? Therefore, that's why I'm using it. As I always say, we're learning spoken Lithuanian over here. Yeah, so a little side note, okay? So will you go there by bus or by car with me? Will you go there by bus or by car with me? Think about it and tell me. Well, don't tell me, like don't call me, but in your mind tell me. Or just you can do it out loud if you're not afraid of somebody listening. How would you say that? Will you go there by bus or by car with me? And that would be ar tu važiuosi ten su autobusu ar mašina su manimi. Now, let's unpack this. You can omit su over here because it already tells us, the ending tells us that it's instrumental case. Therefore, you don't have to use su because it's already implied that it's by bus. Therefore, I'm not even using it over here, ar su mašina. I'm not saying ar mašina, but since I want to separate these two, because it's the same case, instrumental over here, mašina and manimi, and mašina, manimi, that would sound like I'm the machine that you will be driving with, right? Therefore, I'm separating it, and in this case, I have to use su, so that the one I'm talking to would know that I'm not the machine that you will be driving in. It's just that I will be the one driving the machine, and you will be driving in the machine, with a car, with me, right? That's what's happening here. So once again, ar tu važiuosi ten autobusu ar mašina su manimi, right? That's the real question, whether or not you're driving by bus or you want to take the car with me, right? So ar tu važiuosi ten su autobusu, or just ar tu važiuosi ten autobusu ar mašina su manimi, okay? Or if you want to, you can add this ar su mašina su manimi. That's fine. It's just there will be two su over here, okay? And it will sound weird, but it's completely fine. You know, when we have those words that we usually omit, you don't have to omit them. You don't have to hide them. It's fine. You can use them, especially in the beginning. To trust or to believe is pasitikėti or tikėti. Now, you see this one, pa, it's a prefix, and this si, it's called sangražos dalelytė, and it's, as I said, it's used in reflexive verbs, and we will get to that. Just bear in mind that for now, to trust is pasitikėti, and you can see the root is the same. To believe is tikėti, right? It's the same word, the same root in Lithuanian language, just with different prefixes and parts of the verb. Okay, so to trust pasitikėti, to believe tikėti. You trust me. How would you say that? You trust me. You trust me. Tu pasitiki manimi. Tu pasitiki manimi. You trust me. Tu pasitiki manimi. Do you trust her? If I wanted to ask something like that. Do you trust her? Do you trust her? Ar tu pasitiki ją? Right? Again, instrumental case, because trust is actually, in Lithuanian language, we're using the instrumental case to trust is like whom to trust, right? By whom I'm trusting, or with whom I'm actually trusting. So that's we're using instrumental case to trust, and to believe we're using instrumental case in Lithuanian language. Okay, so ar tu pasitiki ją? Time, or that time or moment. Let's look at this. Time is laikas, right? But that time would be tas metas, or if it's moment, tas momentas, right? Okay? So at that time, now we're also using instrumental case in here, because I'm saying I was doing it by that time, with that time's help, right? I know it's weird to think about it like that, but in Lithuanian language, that's what we do. I'm saying tuo metu, with this time. It's almost like tuo metu, I was using that time, right? I know it's weird, but just bear with me, okay? You will get used to it. by or with that bus, right? That would be tuo autobusu. Tuo autobusu. Tuo autobusu. At that time, I was going with that bus. How would you say that, right? This is going to be the last sentence for this lesson. At that time, I was going with that bus. At that time, I was going with that bus. I hope you remember that there's no such thing. I was going, I am going. It's the same thing, right? Just past tense. Tuo metu, right? Aš važiavau, I can add su if I want to, with tuo autobusu. Tuo autobusu. But I can just say tuo metu aš važiavau tuo autobusu without this su over here, right? Tuo metu aš važiavau tuo autobusu, or tuo metu aš važiavau su tuo autobusu, okay? Yeah, so that's it when it comes to instrumental. As I said, don't worry, we will practice all of these once more after we go through all the cases. We will have a couple of just practice lessons where we practice everything, that we learned up until then. And yeah, let's now get into other two cases that are left. That are just, I would say they're kind of easy, and I would even clump them into one category, if I may say so, like that, of the easier ones. So yeah, I will see you in the next grammar lesson.